Alrighty. Oh, hang on. There we go. Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy. We're back in Final Fantasy XIV, and I am a little low energy today because I have been a bit sick this week, which is why I haven't been streaming. Came down with a fever on Sunday evening, and I've been dealing with it. Unfortunately, I got it. It's really it's annoying. I got tomorrow and Friday off work, but I had like a really important meeting today that I had to prepare work for, so I couldn't call in sick. I mean, I could have called in sick, but then it would have just been like such a problem when I came back. So I was just like trying to push through with a fever brain, trying to write up feedback and a report and the whole thing. So yeah, I haven't been streaming, and I think I'm most of the way better. The problem I have at the moment is that my sleep schedule's all messed up. I basically slept all Tuesday evening after work, and then I was awake all night last night, and then I slept a little bit lunch, and then I slept a little bit just now, and then I had some dinner. So I'm hoping what I'm going to try and do is stream until I feel tired, and then stop and go to bed, and then just sleep until I wake up, and then I should be like, I don't need to be up for anything. I mean, unless my parcel comes tomorrow, which I'm hoping it doesn't. So I can reset, be back to normal, and be dandy. Salutations to you both, Retrospective and Briar. Well, I mean, I know you're not fine and dandy. We've been talking in chat about how you're sick, so I mean, I will at least be low energy today, so I hopefully won't make the headache any worse, but I hope it gets better soon. Jack, here's a Thancred fan service, 10 out of 10 manga of the year. So Brian's been telling me about this Final Fantasy XIV Eorzea Academy manga, which is apparently like a spin-off manga set in an alternate dimension where the Scions go to a high school. I haven't checked it out yet, but it's on my radar. I will give it a read when my brain isn't feeling quite so mushy. Sonic Rush found a way to get on the schedule next week. We might play Sonic Rush on Friday, just for the sake of polishing it off. But also I feel like Sonic Rush isn't... It's always bad when I say I don't think it's going to take very long to finish, because then it ends up taking ages. But we might do Sonic Rush on Friday just so that I can get it off and do something. Because I want to play a different game, apart from anything else. I want to play Black Knight. I've been sat there staring at me on my I got rested in a pile on top of my PS5, just staring at me, burning a hole in my eyes. I don't know how that phrase goes, but yeah. So we might do Rush on Friday if I'm up for it. So oh, it's Tartary the principal. That does make sense. Anyway, we're back in Final Fantasy XIV. So I ran into an issue where my item level wasn't high enough to do the next Endwalker dungeon. This is this is a bit more, I don't know, sexually aggressive than I intended it to be when I stood here next to him. Let's stand next to Estinian. There we go. We'll look cool next to him. Yeah. So I ran into an issue where my item level wasn't high enough to continue the Endwalker main story quest. I mean, I could have done some missions, but I would have hit a dungeon eventually that it wasn't geared for. So my plan was to do the Alliance raid, and then I didn't have the gear to do the second Alliance raid. So in between last stream and this stream, I have been playing a bit offline. By the way, when I play Final Fantasy XIV in my own time, and I'm not, talking and streaming, and I can like sit and pay attention, I'm actually all right at it, which is annoying because it's like I can't prove it. I mean, I guess I could record myself not streaming, but that would be tedious. But I did, yeah. I've been okay. So I went around and unlocked all of the... I've been doing a load of elite hunting marks, which gets you bags of nuts to unlock the gear that I'm wearing now, which is the Radiance gear. I've also upgraded it, so I'm currently at item level 610. I also spent basically all of my money on Diadochos gear. I got 2 Diadochos rings and a Diadochos coat. Most of the rest of the Diadochos gear is too expensive. I might be able to buy the boots and maybe one more accessory.
Bag of nuts? These nuts.
Thank you, Briar. These I can upgrade again to the item level 650, which, because I'm currently at 610, I need to be 625. That might be enough to get me up to high enough. I only need to get 625 and then we're done. And then I can do everything that I want to do in Endwalker, and then we can wait for Dawn Trail. I say wait for Dawn Trail, it'll come out pretty much immediately afterwards, but it'll come out immediately afterwards and make all of this effort, by the way, obsolete, because I will immediately get a piece of armor in Dawn Trail, or within like the first hour or two, that will be a higher item level than everything that I've got equipped. So it's, this is like really unnecessary effort. It's just that I just want to start Dawn Trail as close to Dawn Trail coming out, give or take a couple of weeks to let other people, to get people play through it. Then I can. So yeah, I'm trying to do the least amount of effort. So like, because I could go and grind raids or something and get item gear that way, but that requires grinding raids and getting like really annoying items. Like, you have to do, yeah, it's a whole thing. There's a thing called Pandemonium. It's a list of like 12 raids, and the 8th one, which I might have to do at some point, I don't know, but the 8th one is apparently you have to do at least 4 times. It's a whole thing, and it gets you a better weapon. But yeah. Offline play, how dare I know, sorry, it wasn't anything interesting. I was unlocking, I was running around and unlocking the flight paths for all of Endwalker, which was the big bulk of the time, to be fair, was just doing all of the Aetheryte currents, whatever they're called. So I can now fly everywhere in Endwalker, because it made doing the hunting marks quicker. And the hunting marks were boring. Trust me, it's nothing interesting. Although I did start doing some content from some Stormblood stuff that I missed, but that was for something else. I can't do it all on stream. There's too much stuff in this game. I've just had to resign myself to the fact that I'm gonna have to play this game off stream just to get through it all. The main scenario quest, obviously, I'll always do on stream, but yeah, some of the side content is just there's too much of it. Useless effort, a stream. Oh god, can I check that? I'm gonna have a useless over the title like autobiography. You can have it. I don't want that to be my legacy. Just not doing 12-hour streams. It's all right. Yeah, no, I've been sick enough recently. Let's not make it any worse. Anyway, let's crack on with the Endwalker, post-Endwalker scenario quest. So me and Estinian were hunting for treasure. We went to this underwater temple where we found a thing that looks like this, and it turns out that was actually a seal for a portal to the Void, which is the 12th Shah, or 13th, I think the 13th, which is one of the reflections of the source. And Varshan is trying to find his sister, who went through there a long time ago, and hasn't heard from her since, and he talking about doing something. And there's also a guy who's a void dude who is like ominously talking in cutscenes every so often. Are we unleashing another ancient evil? Possibly, yeah. Or it might be the ancient evil's already unleashed, and it was unrelated to us. It's just coincidentally we were also opening a door to the ancient evil at the same time. So let's crack on. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Oh yeah, so we were down there for treasure, and we wanted to take the treasure and then we were going to give it away to people to help out. And that sounds like, well, that's my treasure, and I was going to do that anyway, so yeah, go on. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. Jack, you are to visit Akiali and Yedilmad. Speak with Matsia and his people, and listen to their grievances. Estinian, I bid you do the same at Palakistan. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduta. These are all places in Thavner, I think. There's another thing as well, like playing the game and just paying attention to the names and stuff. I'm actually learning the names of area. Doing the elite marks, doing the hunting marks helps with that as well. Like, it was like, oh, you need to go to the Salted Sands or whatever. No, the Salted... Salt Wind's Welcome, which is where I am now. And I was like, where the hell's that? And they went, oh, this is Salt Wind's Welcome. And it's just because I'm yapping all the time. I never pay attention to like where I actually am or the area names. And so I've started learning. There's very, very... Now that I've got this armor, the sack of nuts thing's really weird. Because now that I've got this armor, there's not a huge amount of reason to keep doing them. There is a mount, which is like a dinosaur, but it's like an ugly dinosaur, so I don't want it. There is a minion, but it's like a little little Yanksia cat. It's quite easy to get. And there's one other thing that's expensive as well, but I can't remember what the other thing is. But yeah, it's a weird system, because this whole thing's set up for you to get... I mean, I guess there's gear for all the other... classes as well, but generally it's yeah, there just seems like you've made this whole system and you haven't really given enough reason to do any of it, because all this gear was really cheap. So Justinian will stand there, brood, and be handsome. Well, he does. I mean, that's what he does. That's his default setting. Oh, Jack, I was so glad to see you had returned unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Oh yeah, Matsuya got us a boat so we could get to the island, to get to the Underwater Temple. Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Karzal's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. I don't think I can help you out with fish not selling well, to be honest. Why did I come all the way over here to speak to Matsuya and then go back to speak to the people at Yogdavad where I could tell? Like, that's fine. It's 100 Goyo Gil. I'll just backtrack back. So do you hold these nuts? Roll them in your hands, maybe. Have a little feel. I know you're having a lot of fun, but they do come in sacks, so. Yes, I have numerous sacks of nuts that I've used to grow stronger. And I've collected them in their... Oh look, my Phoenix Downer sold for 713 gil. Nice. I collected them in their dozens and to become more powerful. Greetings and welcome, traveller. If this is your first time to Thavner, then you must try my special Amra Lassi. That's a yogurt. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally I part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing them from me. I am not Estinian. Estinian? Who is this? Ah, you're the one who was with that spear-toting fellow. Well, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may no longer be on fire, we're still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sisters, spare me, we might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travellers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. Okay, so business is just bad, generally. I guess a lot of the merchants died, so there's less competition, but also a lot of the customers died, so it's kind of evened out a little bit. What's up? Hello. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly, but no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Calzalin's consortium was still with us, I'm sure we'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now, that was a man who got things done, God rest his soul. You've spoken with the key lookouts. Varshan reports awaits your report at Megaduta. Alright, let's go back. That was a nice, easy one. Oh, that sounds so bad. I don't know why. I kind of skimmed through the quest, honestly, where they kind of explained why it's nuts. Like, I don't know why, because they weren't always nuts. They only started using bags of nuts as of the previous Shadowbringers. Previous to Shadowbringers, it was like mark bills or something. Oh no, the bills are what you pick up, and then you get like different kinds of just tokens. And then yeah, as of Shadowbringers, it's bags of nuts, and Endwalker, it's bags of nuts. It's an interesting little game, this Final Fantasy XIV. Wife turned into a monster. Oh, sorry. No, it's alright. I'm into that. Excellent. You killed her. Oh, you owe me a monster wife. Well, that's fine. We can find her a monster. I mean, I guess it depends on the definition of a monster. There's like giant talking elephant people around, and snakes, and we can find something. We can find something. Ah, my advisor's return. I have just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now then, when your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. It's much easier to get through doorways. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least. And there are a few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palaka's stand were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yedilmad. For what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Palaka's stand has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a wagon full of giant skull to a foreign trader, but such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Fafnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade, so we begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Akyali and Yedilmad? Business is bad. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch, which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yedilmad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over, so many lives lost. Yeah, sorry. We could have saved the word a little bit quicker, I guess. Or Sean is into show to us, I'll explain it when you're older. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Jack, Estinian, I will consider the perspectives you've brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. I mean, it's definitely, like, tension-wise, a step down from the end of Endwalker. It's like, okay, well, we've gone to the end of the universe to save the world, and now we're discussing...
I thank you for your attendance.
We're discussing the king's plan for financial reform.
The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karazal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
It's quite nice. My armor kind of blends in at the moment.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come.
The bastards can work the mines. This isn't Wales.
Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
I know the taxes are... I mean, I guess... Oh. I just realised I didn't set one thing. So many things to set up when I go live, and I forgot one thing. Properties, good, detail, priority, there we go. I said work the mines off like the sheep, Jesus. I mean, the Welsh are known for more than just their sheep. They also are known for their mines. As on the taxes.
I see. We create a reliable source of revenue. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
The Dandy School for Extraordinary Children. Alright, we'll honor Calzal, I guess.
A fitting candidate. Calzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Calzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done.
I mean, the problem is very much that no one is rich.
This initiative shall be known as the Calzal Foundation.
And it's very much a problem that everyone's poor.
Thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
That's why we're selling the dragon's treasure, underwater treasure.
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. I'm reminded of Ishgard.
A warmer Ishgard, you're right. Ishgard's too cold. Fafnir's too hot. Can't we get like a temperate city that's run by dragons? Hey. Thank you for putting forth Calzal's name. Those whose lives you enrich will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I wonder if she's still mad at me for throwing her under the bus. I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Arwan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done, and I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Let's go see Y'shtola once. And yeah, let's see if she's still mad at me. I thought Fat Murder's Chocolate would have been about by now, standing with some random dead when he had nothing to do with. I swear, you kill one innocent person, you never get to live it down. But no, he's been having internet troubles recently. Oh my god. Oh, there isn't one that goes straight there. 2. Oh, okay, 2. But it was in the same. It was in the same event, allegedly. Yes. There was no evidence. It was just. It was just an unfortunate coincidence. Hi, Dollar. You still mad?
Right, here we all are.
Here we all are, standing equidistantly away from each other in a pattern like normal people.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
Oh, social distancing, you're right. Yes, I guess after the end of the world, we want to make sure that no one... Yeah. I guess if even if I was like assured by the world's governments that everything was all fine, I probably would still be a bit cautious of people for a while after an event where people would randomly turn into monsters and kill people. She sounds mad. Also, if you do the mother, I may have thrown her under the bus in an earlier conversation. It's fine. She doesn't hold a grudge.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
She's like a cat. You just get a laser pointer and you can distract her.
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Well, so I looked it up because I was reading through the encyclopedia that you unlock for beating Endwalker, and I read somewhere that Y'shtola was like way older, but her age had been frozen. But she's actually not that much. She's not actually that old. She's like I think estimates are around 32. But her age is frozen at 23. I think Archons get... It's either the Archons or it's the Scions. I'm not entirely sure. But they halt their aging when they become an Archon. It might be the tattoo on their neck that does it, which is why a lot of them look a lot younger than they are. Which is why when Thancred lost all his magic power, he could no longer keep doing it. And that's why he got older after... around Reborn. So that's interesting. So she's not as old. I've been saying that she's really old, and she's not actually that old. She is still younger than she looks, though. Yes, and she did give me a look. Plus, like, you can't potentially blind her with a laser pointer like a real cat. Yeah, exactly. You know, that damage is already done. Oh, I hope. Yeah, it's a good point actually. Would she actually be able to see the laser pointer? Maybe I'd get like an ether laser. That's probably a thing. I'll get Sid to make one for me.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
I do vaguely remember going through that, like...
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember going through that, like, slip space. It looked good, sans closed my books, just saying. Well, he was still young in that point, but he's not actually that old. I think Credit's about the same age as Y'shtola. He's like 32 as well. He's actually, Another interesting thing I found out, he's actually older than Urianger. Urianger is only 29. Which is, like, Thancred does not appeal, does not seem, just, doesn't come across as older than Urianger, but he is. The Silents are all generally quite young. They're a very, like, Tartaru's only 20-something, 21, 22. You couldn't ask him with an ether laser from that one. Oh yeah, the lightsaber. Yeah, that might be too high, but it would be distracting. She would be distracted if I whipped out the Asian lightsaber. Because it's been a while. I don't think I've got it anymore. I think it was one use. I'd have to go and make a new one, which would be an awful waste. He does possess an elder soul. Yeah. Urianger is funny. Because he's like the only person who talks like that in the entire world. Apparently that has to do with when they were doing the original Final Fantasy XIV, version 1. They didn't realise Urianger was going to be an important character, so they gave him that voice. And then it turned out, oh, no, he's like one of the main characters. And so they just had to stick with it to keep the localization consistent.
The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Which is honestly perfectly understandable, because Urianger's original design was super generic. A lot of the characters were really generic when in A Realm Reborn. I was watching someone replay A Realm Reborn. C-Dog VA's doing a playthrough of Realm Reborn, and he's skipping a lot of the cutscenes. But I'm listening, re-hearing the voice acting, and oh man, it's so jarring hearing their old voices because I'm just so used to their new ones now.
Then what of the many Voidsent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
No, you've played Dark Souls.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
That portal, it doesn't seem much smaller than the portal that Varshan is keeping locked up. I guess the portal
Our
under
more
the water
powerful
is permanent.
gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first. And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Voidsent's physical form is left behind in the 13th.
It's like missing posters up from gargoyles who are like, have you seen my husband? I guess they actually, I guess they didn't go missing, it's just they collapsed into a coma. It's just a
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
interesting. They got the considering they were only able to bring the soul through, they got the appearance down pretty good. The stone vessel doesn't need to look like the real thing.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
It's nothing like Goliath. Is that a reference to the cartoon?
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I've maybe watched a couple of episodes, but it wasn't a show that I was into. It was one of those shows that, because it was on cable, and I didn't have cable, so I think I only watched it when it was on. I think I only watched it when it was on my friend's house. Yeah, we only had basic growing up. I only had like. If it wasn't on the BBC or ITV, I didn't. Oh no, I did have Cartoon Network and Fox Kids, I guess, which did have some stuff on. I think Gargoyles was on Disney. Whatever the Disney Channel. Oh, the Disney Channel. That's what the Disney Channel was called. It was literally called the Disney Channel. I think it's pay extra for the Disney Channel. I think Gargoyles was on that. So I never. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a couple of episodes of it, but it was just, I couldn't watch it, so I couldn't get into it.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No, the danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Hell yeah.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness...
I did those things.
I imagine my chances would be much improved.
I beat the cloud of darkness. I think I have his card.
Since when were you one for the quiet life?
I have an island. I need to feed my animals and plant my crops each dollar.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Hell yeah.
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
I get it. Kill the Satrap. On it.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Voidsent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daemir was overseeing the project.
Daemir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Yeah, I mean, no shit. The entire world that caused one of the 6 calamities of the world, and they went, oh hey, we made our own. It's like, oh, we've survived the zombie apocalypse. It's like, don't worry, we've recreated the zombie virus and made our own zombies. It's like, oh god! Why?
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
She's saying that, like, of course. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I knew that. The Warrior of Light is a lot of things, but a scholar is not one of them, even though I can literally be a scholar. I mean, this is the one that's, like, in character, but, I don't want to disappoint. That's great. With what?
Have you already forgotten Graha's debacle in Numenor? The restricted section where he was caught sneaking about? It may very well hold a copy of the Daimir's documentation. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Like, in person. Because that was where he learnt the levitation spell, which saved us, because he couldn't reach the upper ship, the top, the like, Graha is such a, like, genius magically, that he went, I can't reach the top, the higher shelves, so I'm going to learn levitation, so that I could, because borrowing the ladder is, I don't know, I can't remember why he didn't want to borrow the ladder. I think because he was sneaking in, and borrowing the ladder would have been a bit, wouldn't have been very discreet.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. Still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
That's fine. I mean, I can fly, but Y'shtola can just stand on my shoulders.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Although, you would be a burden. I mean, as cool as you are as a big dragon, your tiny child puppet doesn't really have any fighting power, I don't think. I love that it would teleport me back to where I was standing, so it's like I walked away, but I was like, dare I sit idly by? Ugh, what are you doing here? I saw you leave. What the hell?
My chocobo broke free this morning. I chased him down, asked why he was in such a hurry. He looked at me and said he was late for work.
Alright, that one wasn't bad. And that wasn't bad. And I at least... Yeah, at least it was relevant to Final Fantasy, so I'll let you have that one. If we're to enter the Normanon's restricted archives with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? We saved the universe! I think we can ask whatever favours we want, Y'shtola. No one springs to mind. What of Skarlark Montuchain? He did come to Grahab's defence during the inquiry, after all. Now, the twins are in Garlemald at the moment. I know that because I ran into them doing my hunter's marks. 'Tis settled. Let us head to the phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. Well, look, I'm on a date with Y'shtola. Yay! This is my favourite feature. It's a little thing, but this is probably my favourite feature of Endwalk, where they actually have people follow you around instead of just making them always disappear off and sort of fade into nothingness, because it feels like an actual, like, proper RPG. Where do I need to go? Oh, okay, and that's what oh, there's a discussion spot as well. There's only one. But... I don't think she is a member of the Forum. I mean, yeah, she would have, honestly, she probably would have been as good a bet as Montanelli. Is that his name? He's got a French name. I have enjoyed having the music up as well while I've been playing offline, because I can actually enjoy it. If I was pressed to name our allies in the Forum, Skarlark Montuchain, there we go, would certainly be at the top of the list. Hopefully agrees to aid us where I press. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7 and laboured under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studio. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louisoix took him in off the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Tea at the last stand after a day of lectures? Well, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. I mean, I've been to that cave. I don't know necessarily that I agree with that. It's crafting lady. Oh no, she's a different crafting lady. Another thing that's on like the to-do list, but near the back of the to-do list. I think the way to go isn't to go for mills, it's to create mills. Exactly. That's why Y'shtola's here. Look, Y'shtola's my favourite. She's... although we do have a multi-part plan in which to dress Alphino and Alisaie's mum up like two...
Why are there no flowers in Treby Garden? All the CDs are dead.
I mean, I get that that's a Final Fantasy VIII reference. But you're overestimating my knowledge of Final Fantasy VIII. That's one of the gardens that the main garden destroyed near the start, right? They had like a big garden war, which doesn't sound impressive when you call it that. That sounds like it's just like the Wimbledon flower show. It's like Chelsea flower show, not Wimbledon. Oh, people are going to figure out that I'm not actually that into flower shows. Oh, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scarlock, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. Yet, in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? We're gonna go into the apocalypse world, see if we can find a dragon. It's like, business as usual then, I see. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Daemir has lain dormant in Sharlayan's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. No. That is in fact precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the future of our world and the echo of its future, and yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. Man, imagine if Y'shtola ends up being like the bad guy of an expansion down the road. Like, her desire to traverse the different worlds ends up becoming her, like, undoing or something. Trevi was Selfia's garden and was hit by missiles destroyed. Ah, okay. I figured it was one of the destroyed gardens from the joke. But okay. Oh, no worries, Brian. Hope you cool off. Have a good night. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Ah, marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Although, your petition would be better received if you had also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Master Fortuno, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fortuno on our side would tip the balance in our favour. Very well, we will pay a visit to the Lavelier estate and plead our case. Yeah, I get to hang out with Y'shtola a bit longer. One more thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favour if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity... Of course, Skolok. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. Considering Y'shtola is constantly losing life force by forcing herself to sea, her not retiring is going to be her undoing sooner than later. Yeah. I mean, it's fine though, because it's only been a few months. Since she lost her eyesight, so she can't have burnt through that much life force. Like it's been, you know, maybe like 4 months. It's fine. When everyone starts getting older, then she's in trouble. trample over. It's still at best a terrible idea outside of an emergency, which this very much is not. It's true. But you know, what else is she gonna do? I'm saying she should be holding your arm while you guide her around. Okay, now that I can get on board with. Ah, Master Jack, Mistress Y'shtola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Fortuno. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Well, Emilians would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. I will not invite you in for dinner. Yeah, I mean, he literally just said he wasn't inviting for tea. You know, that would be. Let's just stand out here in the entryway, I guess. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montague expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we'll not attempt to circumvent the Forum's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing needs exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? I'm bored. For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Fine, play that card, will you? Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experience in the fur should constitute a fair exchange of our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The Forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. Cool, I guess me and Y'shtola can just go and chill for the rest of the evening. Y'shtola really preying on emotion here when the answer is because I want to see if I can. It's 100%. I want to see if I can, and also I made a promise to my my tiger boyfriend that I would come and visit him, and well, it's been a few weeks, and Kitty's hungry. So, what did the Forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Sharlayan, and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the Chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, As I'm sure you're aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. You're like, nah, look at me. Do I look like the sort of person who would use forbidden knowledge, willy-nilly? She says behind her eyes dulled from teleporting inside the live stream in order to escape some guys. That's the thing that always tickled me about the fact that she teleported her and Thancred into the live stream, is that they were just escaping like some dudes. It was the Crystal Braves. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we were being bared down by the Asians or one of the gods or something like that. It was just a couple of guys in a tunnel, and she went, well, into the live stream we go. Is that woman in the background wearing the jacket Tartaru gave you at the end of Heavensward? I don't know. Let me have a look at her in a sec. I wish you well in your endeavour and bid you good day. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising. Aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not one, but 2 exoduses. No, I think it's different. Yeah, I don't remember mine having a little pocket book. I don't need anything mending. That went rather well, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of clothes. I mean, this game has a lot of armor in it at this point, and there's a lot that it looks very, very similar to each other. It's why I like, you got to respect the grind of the people who are like really, really deep into the glamour stuff post game, because I'm just like, I'll find one or two pieces, I'll find enough to fill up my glamour plate, and I'll swap them out as I find new armor that I like. But I generally, I'll get a set of armor and I'll wear that set of armor, and then you've got people like mixing, matching different sets with each other to create a specific look. And it's like, oh, we'll get this one because the belt's slightly different here, and it's just like, man, that's incredible dedication to something I do not care about. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Demmer's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Ishtar's excited about books. She's such a nerd, but I love her. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Yeah, I got your shoulder. I still got your shoulder with me for a little bit. See, they know what people want. Ooh, I was gonna teleport over, but there's a talkie thing. She's a little giddy kitty. She's very adorable. Like we've been. If you're a Yashtola fan, you've been eating good this patch. We had the cutscene where she dropped the book on her head. We had the cutscene where we threw her under the bus and she gave us the death glare. And now we've got her following around for a couple of dates. And it's good. I mean, I assume that's going to be the kind of theme of the post-Endwalker stuff, is that we'll be spending time with like each of the different scions in different measures of time. Because we started off with spending time with this demon, and now we're spending time with Y'shtola. And then, I mean, at some point we'll go and spend time with the twins again. To think the set of instructions I laughably imagined may actually exist, but yards away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alzadal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Is this not where... Oh, I thought we need to go to the studio for some reason. But this is where we need to go. So I wouldn't maybe fast travel anyway, because there isn't a fast travel over here. Finding her sleeping. Yeah, well that's it, when she dropped the book on her head. That whole cutscene was just adorable. And I've had it spoiled to me. There is another cutscene with Y'shtola at some point during post-Endwalker. I don't know when, I don't know the context of it, but I know that it is up there with Graha eating a burger. Archon Y'shtola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me, if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. I'm looking at you, cat lady. This makes it look like we're walking into a dungeon. Just like the intro that you get at the start of a dungeon where all four of you walk in. It's just a really fancy library. Oh, like they said that the use of naked flames is discouraged, and there's two lit candles in the middle of the room. I think multiple lit candles.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Who isn't looking at the cat lady? Again, a fair comment. A fair comment. It's a shame because I'd love for her to get a new costume in Dawn Trail, but she got a new costume in most of the cast got new costumes in Shadowbringers, and I feel like 2 expansions isn't enough time. Today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant either. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. Though you attempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. Okay, that's just some fan fiction about a sexy void scent. Oh, it's the guy that made the wind-up succubus. He's been around in quite a few places. Oh, is that actually a guy? Is that actually the same guy, is it? That's interesting. Just some really thirsty researchers just going around finding sexy monsters. Sure sounds like the same guy. I can, you know, I can get that. I'm not adverse to, there's no way of, there's no, I'm trying to think of a sort of like, not terrible way of saying this, but you know, I like a good pair of snitties. In the year 1564 of the 6th Astral Era, the Amaljar summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Their accounts describe the being as a gigantic, lizard-like being with a potent command to fire expected magics. If we consider the primer summoning as an act fueled by faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not expected, that the resulting deiform entity should manifest the appearance and powers which it is attributed by its worshippers. What then might emerge from the ether should one who believes in an almighty omniscience attempt the same ritual? Should the scholar himself grace us with his presence? Some other embodiment of divine sagacity? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age? Yet with no means to verify its pronouncements, how could one be certain that they were true? The mind spins with the possibilities discussed, and this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. I imagine summoning a primal, like if you summoned a primal version of like an all-knowing god, it'd be kind of like an AI where it like pretends to be an all-knowing god but just makes stuff up. It's just like, yeah, no, I'm an all-knowing god, what do you want to know? It's like, oh yeah, it does this. And it's like, that's easily disprovable. And it's like, no, trust me. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nuhashan, the ninth patriarch of House Damien. Oh, okay. I didn't take me very long to find. 3 books in. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlene's Studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. Your page will locate the forbidden volume you seek. Your Charlotte would need to make the final confirmation. Your stop reading that. I found it. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies. I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. So, I like it. This music's nice. Well done, Jack. I think you may have found our prize. Yeah. I don't understand it, but I can read.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about.
They got like a table you can sit down at. Oh, okay, we'll stand. That's fine.
Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard.
I know Atomos. I've heard the name.
From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism.
I like that it's got, like, a fake version of, I can't remember what it's called. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's, have a look. Not Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci's, man picture circle. It's got a proper name. The Vitruvian Man. It's got like a sort of fake picture of the Vitruvian Man, but they've put shorts on him. It's like, let's do a picture of a Vitruvian Man. It's like, keep it decent. Keep it decent. This is a Christian textbook. You know, we're not gonna have any wangs in our Final Fantasy. Reject architecture, embrace becoming meat portal. Yeah, we have to go. It has. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly basically what we're gonna do now.
We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos.
The Atomos was still alive when we did this, and will continue to be alive eternally, in a kind of state between life and death, but in endless agony. But we made a portal, so what are you gonna do?
How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
Oh, so it wasn't even, like, forbidden knowledge, really.
Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
Didn't we all lose our memories?
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomus of their very own.
Yeah, I have thought.
I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
In fact, I may even have a triple triad card of an Atomos.
'Twas no
Or a
easy
minion.
task,
I've got one of the two.
but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves?
Oh, you go for it. I'll have a nap. I won't tell the little robot.
Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
The very next book she was going to pick up was How to Restore Your Sight in 3 Easy Steps. I like how you do have flashing purple crystals on your weapons. Yeah, we are coordinated right now. Look at us. It's not quite the same hue, but it's similar enough. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed, and should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled, security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nirvana can. I see return to Thavner and look for her at the Great Work. Oh, the Elephant Lady. Yeah, let's go. Oh wait, no, not them. Oh, Radzahan. Yeah, I think... I got all of the Yokai Watch minions, but I got like 3 or 4 weapons. And man, it takes so long to grind all these goddamn weapons. I don't know if I can be bothered to get the rest of them. I want to get the mounts though, but it is so much work, and it's not nearly as much XP as I thought it was going to be to level up my samurai either. Maybe I got the card for it. Must be the card. I'm just kind of curious what it looks to remind myself what it looks like. I figured it would be in the around Reborn section, but we're into Heavensward now. So it's about darkness, so I'm going to fight her. Where did I get the card? I definitely fought one. We're into Stormblood now. It's not that important. I was just curious. Before coupling Crystal Tower stuff. Yeah. So it'd be around. That's why I was thinking. That's why I was thinking it was in around Reborn side of things. Maybe I don't have the card for it yet, or maybe there isn't a card and I'm just making it up. Good check. I do have a website that has the triple triad tracker. Let's see. Okay, yeah, no, there is no Atmos card. I made it up. Help if I spell it right. Atomos, not Atamos. Okay, there still isn't a card. I mean, they look like the picture in the book. I don't know why I was expecting anything too different. Okay, I actually don't remember these things, but yeah, I have definitely fought ones, as you say. They were in the Crystal Tower. Oh, you can get one as a minion. Yeah, it did absolutely just show me a picture. For whatever reason, I just kind of went, oh, okay. I wonder what it looks like. I was looking at the man in his small clothes, the prudish Vitruvian man. Your Stoller tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study and that you want me to be part of it. Yeah. I have no doubt you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. It now. Hello, I am on research logs. Oh god, it does. Why, the sisters. This is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such a work existed. Hang on, did your Stoller take the book with her? I don't know whether the Forum let us take books. I think they... I thought they let us read the books. Did your Stoller just steal a book from the Forbidden Archive? Few should. It was sequestered in Nominon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within his forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and he put it right into my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. At least you're on the same page. Yeah, I imagine we're going to get a very angry, like, well, they don't have email in this game, but a very angry letter from House Fortuno from Fortuno saying, oh, not Fortuno, what are their dads called? Telling us off in an angry voice. To think the Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. I wonder how many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder. Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to help us building a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daemir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouth simulacrum once we've built it? I'll go to the 13th. So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the rooms at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating with spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we've finished gathering the components I require. Sharlayan's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. What about the Atomos? I mean, I guess we're going to create a fake one, but... yeah, I mean, I guess we'll create a fake one. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than Font of Maya. The aesthetics of old once favoured the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. Take a shot. To the sky. We don't need to be telling people about that. Stoller's kind of like the Tony Stark of the Final Fantasy XIV universe, in that she doesn't really think about the repercussions. She's just kind of excited by the science of it all. I guess she's more like the Doctor Strange. She's kind of like, oh yeah, let's do this thing. It's like, I mean, we could end the world, and it's like, we'll be fine, don't worry about it. It's all just magical whimsy. What's the worst that could happen? She said, blind. Back again. I really need to, at some point, go through the hassle of getting all the riding maps for all of the lower levels so I can fly a bit faster. It's so slow moving around this game. She said bring to open a gate to the closest thing to a literal hell. Yeah. I mean, other than the gate to literal hell that we already have. So it's the second closest thing. And we already have one of those in Charlian. Like, I mean, I feel like this is what it would be like, though, if magic was real. Is that you would just have, like, a load of really irresponsible people just constantly endangering the world just for shits and giggles. Do you have that flask for me? Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Jack. This kind of quest exists just to get me to go away so that they can spawn in Varshan and Estinian. I don't know. Spell speed. Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lands. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akiari. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host. Shall we? I'm still working on... I'm still planning to work to try and get the motorbike from doing the island resort stuff, but it's kind of taken a back seat for a little bit whilst I've been getting my item level up. Because I just really want a motorbike as my main mount. I just want to be Fantasy Fonzie. The ship is yours to command. Oh, thanks. We set sail at once. Ah, this is so exciting. Alzadar's legacy. To see the truth of the legend with mine own eyes. All aboard the treasure vault.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty.
I have a feeling we're going to be coming back here quite a bit.
It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
We already had a 6th Umbral Calamity. What are they going to do? Cause a second 6th Umbral Calamity? Oh, one of the Chaos Emeralds.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
It's uncharacteristically sensible of you, Y'shtola.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
I thought you just prefer to just throw yourself in and see what happens. It's like, oh, I've lost my hearing.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Hey, I hit 30k points. Ah, congratulations. It builds up quick when you don't spend them. Right, there's a few streamers that I follow that don't really have any channel point redemption stuff, and I've just sort of ticked up over time of just having them on in the background, and it's just like, it feels like a waste, but I'm not saying that you should. I'm not like trying to say like you should be spending those. Don't spend if you don't want to. It's absolutely fine. You built those up quick, actually. Compared to how long you've been watching, it's impressive.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Surely you'd not expect me to wriggle through that tiny portal.
We needn't attempt anything so drastic. A small familiar should serve well enough. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
What's she gonna summon? One of the little brooms from... I mean, I have a wine...
I dislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
She just summons Tartaru. It's like, there you go, you go. I have a wind-up Y'shtola you can borrow. You can just send a little simulacrum of yourself.
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
She transformed into a magical girl.
Water, froth, and fire!
It certainly sounds like she's transforming into a magical girl. I've been tricked before. I've heard this before, though. I was fully expecting Yotsia to turn into one when she didn't. She even had like a moon theme.
Arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh, she's gonna be so embarrassed. She's oh, she totally summons these while she's in the bath.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Like I said, we are. This patch just has some great Y'shtola moments. Just whoever wrote this patch is just one big fan of her. It just was like, how can we make her look as silly as possible in all the best ways?
I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
By the way, if the opportunity to make fun of her comes up, I'm absolutely going to do it.
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale.
Exactly. How could I resist? So, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't mock the shit out of her?
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
She's just trying to power through. just power through, pretend nothing's happened, can't be embarrassed.
You had
if I'm
best
not
be on your
embarrassed.
guard as well.
Froth and Frome.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
Don't, Mom, don't. That's someone's fetish.
Let us begin, shall we?
Send it.
Nixies, into the void.
Into shadowed realms we roam. Ah! 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 It's nothing but torment inside of here. Ah! I'm fully expecting one of the little things to come out absolutely fine, and the other one coming out just like, I've seen some shit, Y'shtola. What? What god did I anger? We used to be your childhood friends, Y'shtola. We'd help you bathe when you were a child. Why would you do this to us? I think I have to straight up kill one of them, yeah. No, it's not even evil. It's just to put it out of its misery. So please, Y'shtola, please unmake me and never make me again. I beg of you, if there's any
I
merciful
think we've waited
part,
long enough.
any merciful part of you left.
Nixies, return to my side.
But it's not even the one that had it's the one that had the warding scale, which is that kept its sanity, which is the one that's begging for death. The other one's just like,
Thank you, little one. You did well.
I don't touch it with your hand. Just step on it. I mean, just like, you know, stomp on it, kill it.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the fact that there's a creature inside there screaming open, open,
Coming
open.
through!
We maybe shouldn't widen the gate further than necessary.
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
Still playing into that fetish, Jack. Yeah. Again, your Stoller fans and anyone with a foot/gigantification/shrinking fetish, it's just, they're eating good. They're eating good. There's a lot of crossover there as well. Cat girls as well. It's all just one big mishmash.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium.
Please stop staring at me and put me out of my misery, please.
Rest now, little ones.
So what happened to the like void scent energy? Did it kind of disappear into the air?
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness.
Yes.
In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
I mean, I'm glad the Warrior of Light remembers, because I don't remember much. I remember that we went there through the Crystal Tower, but it was a bit
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Good loot, though.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could, if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
He's like, again, guys, did you just see we had the normal portal open for like 10 minutes and we had a load of stuff coming through it? So I'm trying to make the portal bigger.
Your Excellency?
Wait, do you know he might actually say that?
Oh.
Never mind.
Yes, that can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Hang on, we all took the same boat to get here. Don't leave before us. I mean, Jack can fast travel, but the rest of us would have to swim. And Y'shtola doesn't like the water. Once Nidana succeeds in replicating the mock Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realise this is more my endeavour than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the Void myself. Might we discuss this later? There is something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Now, shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective in protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the Void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? I guess Sid? Yeah, sure. I mean, Nero more than Sid, but Sid too. An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Okay, apparently Sid then. I thought Nero would be the better choice, but what do I know? Come, let us visit their operation in Argus Reach and commission their best and brightest. It's nice to see Nero. He appeared a little bit in Endwalker and had 0 lines of dialogue. I mean, I could probably talk to him, but I don't think he would have actually said anything. Well, the Biggs and Wedge are here. But I think they're for the level 70. Yeah, that's the one of the raid things I haven't done. It's not often it actually teleports me to the place I need to be. I'm also as close as I can be anyway. I like it when it does, it saves me money. And I am stingy. Jack, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually. Assuming he's available? Master Sid? Certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. Nice to see Sid again as well. He doesn't get a huge amount of plot time these days. I thought he was going to be like he's just become less and less relevant as the plot's gone on. So it's nice to see him when he does. A pleasure as always. Why, you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteor and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. I should explain. Because it's been a while since Sid's shown up. When Sid first appeared in Around Reborn, he had a hood, and I said he looked like Obi-Wan, so I gave him an Obi-Wan voice. And then he talked, and he sounds nothing like Obi-Wan, but I have insisted on continuing to do an Obi-Wan voice. And yes, that is my impersonation of Alec Guinness. This is Alec Guinness. I know it doesn't. I know it's not a good Obi-Wan impersonation, but that is why I use that voice for Sid. It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface, much as the Void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best place may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. But hang on, if we dress it in armor, then what wouldn't the effects of the warding, wouldn't that also be kind of contained? We'll put a mesh, stop picking holes, construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high etheric conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. Oh, okay, there we go. Just don't get hit, bro. Yeah, just dodge. Just dodge and you'll be fine. I mean, I know you're going to a planet filled with horrible monsters, but, dodge. A suit of armor, as you said. The hero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands. While we sneak about doing the fun stuff, we'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nitana is getting on with the mock Atomos. Travel, across multiple continents, back and forth, just to speak with one person at a time. It's incredibly inconvenient to live in this world. I mean, I assume we are using the aetheryte crystals, but still, no one ever seems to use them other than me. And yeah, we have link pearls, we have phones.
Hey, Stola! The adjustments are going well, I hope?
I get it. It would be a much less interesting game if every character just stood around with their finger in their ear going, "Hi, yeah, I need to do a thing, yeah, no, you don't need to, no, I don't need to come to you. You don't need to come to me. We'll just talk remotely. Yeah, that's fine." So I get that, but also there's not that much extra added by making us walk to all these different places and talk to the people.
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight. Yes.
But I enjoy the voiced cutscenes at least, so.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
Until they were all wiped out by the danger.
And were you not also fearless? Heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sorry, there's something about Nabdeen's face.
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people.
Man has an eyebrow face. That's definitely one way to describe it.
Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit,
it's
and so
definitely
did
very
we accept
angular.
you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire?
Like, all his features are both tiny and like kind of spread out. It's a weird face, is what he's got.
We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet,
You listen to me, Varshan.
I haven't been listening to a word he's been saying. I've just been staring at his face.
You are wearing that face, after all.
Like, it genuinely is so bad. It looks like he's from a different game. Everyone else is from a PS3 era game, and he's just from the PlayStation 1 era. I don't know why they thought this was okay.
As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
And yeah, as you say, he can take a month off. He's been satrap for a very long time. He deserves a vacation.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy.
It's been like a day. He hasn't built it yet.
And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
Like, this is the thing you had to do. It's like, yeah, I had to bring in the two orphan brother and sister at an emotionally appropriate time in order to tug at the heartstrings of the dragon.
take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you, and here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzatan.
I keep forgetting how Azdaya is pronounced, or whatever.
My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavnair for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care, and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Just pop out one of your eyeballs and stick it in Varsan, and then have the eyeball control him, and you can focus on your admin work. That's what the other dragons do. As far as I understand, dragon eyeballs you can just sort of pop in and out, and they'll just reconnect themselves, no problem. Look, if it's... Estinian's even got an eye gouger that he carries around with him. He calls it Nidhogg, but it's an eye gouger. You surprised me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vitra reach its conclusion. It was for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and the travellers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ratatoska's death. I should not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vitra that pain, then I will follow you. Any other former scions we should call on? We need at least a few four for the dungeon. I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to the star. We four should be sufficient for our purpose. Now on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient had we some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Megadhuta. Where does it want me to go? Oh. That's a hand. Exactly right. Yeah, it's the dragon eyeballs are like a really useful commodity. Just pop them out, slap them in. Boom. Your own little child vessel. Plus, it's got the power of a dragon eyeball. That's pretty powerful. Plus, you did it voluntarily, so there's none of the rage. Might be a slightly larger vessel, where dragon eyeballs are like basketball size. I don't know where you'd stick it. And so we would require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? Well, the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megadhuta in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaha. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidhana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. Maybe a lunchbox. Some sandwiches to eat on the way while we're there. I don't know what the food situation is going to be like in the 13th. You know what this means to me, Jack, but my purpose need not consume you as well. You are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveller, an adventurer at heart. This I know. As fine. I wouldn't say I don't have anything else to do. That's not true. I have a mountain of other things to do. Some of them, probably more like world-ending. Yeah, some more world-ending. I've just kind of put them off. Meanwhile. I guess this is going to be the boss of whatever dungeon we end up doing. He's got a hand on his face. 2 hands on his face. Oh, he's like Death Stranding 2.
Unless I am returned.
Or the bad guy out of My Hero Academia.
To be swallowed, bereft of saviors.
That is a point. Like, now that we've saved the source, and we've saved the thirst, could an argument not be made that we should maybe be looking at like the other shards that got destroyed and see whether there's any merit in trying to save any of them? Like, I get that most of them were wiped out, but the 13th was, had a calamity, and there's still people there. I mean, quote unquote people. Like maybe the other shards that had calamities, maybe the one that had the fire calamity or whatever is still banging around. I don't know. So this next quest does have a dungeon, and that would be a good way to sort of finish off today. Yeah, let's do the dungeon. Let's do the dungeon and we'll call it a night. Search of Asda. Excellent timing, Jack. Just a moment ago, I received word from the Ironworks. They have completed their task and are on their way with the reinforced warden scales. Similarly, our alchemists have also succeeded in creating an artificial atomos. All is in readiness for our journey to the void. I have instructed our comrades to gather at the great work. Let us head there at once. There is almost an argument to be made for, like, when a new expansion comes out, playing the expansion to its end, and then just cancelling your subscription until the next expansion comes out, and then when the new expansion is out, doing all of the post content, or even, I mean, maybe doing it before, like in the weeks before the expansion comes out, but like probably just doing it after the expansion comes out is easier, because you'll get XP and level up, which kind of sorts out some of the item level problems, I think. And just means you can do everything back to back, because it's so. I imagine it'd be really annoying having done all those missions, gotten to that last quest, and then been like, oh, I now gotta wait 3 months for the next patch. Like, I know they add other stuff to each patch other than the main scenario, but still, there you are, Jack. I present to you the fruits of the alchemist's labor, the artificial atomos. It is smaller than the other portal, but I assume you know what you're doing. Though we've yet to put it to the proof, its ether is practically identical to that of the original. A truly remarkable feat in so short a time. Aye, our alchemists have outdone themselves yet again. Small wonder that they are the pride of Radstad Han. express my gratitude to Nidana, but it appears she isn't here. She rushed off after bringing the Atmos to attend to a pressing task, but said that she would return ere we set forth. It should be shortly after our friends from the Ironworks arrive with the warding scales. Did someone say warding scales because it just so happens we have them? Hey, Nero! Right on cue. It is good to see you all again. But for the President himself to attend, keen to bear witness to our little experiment, are you? You know I am. I was there at the Crystal Tower, lest you forget. I wouldn't miss this for the world. You don't mind if we come along and see you off, I hope. It's thanks to these three that we could finish the work so quickly. 'Twas my painstakingly collected data that made the reinforcement possible. Oh, I love fantasy, Wesker. The scales will last a good 10 years in the void with nary a hint of degradation. As the ones who do the actual reinforcing, we guarantee their quality as well. They'll keep you safe. But enough bragging, here are the scales. I mean, I still have Heidelin's blessing, don't I? Do I need one? With these we can search for my sister without fear of corruption. I know not how to repay you. Oh, I looked up, because I know we were a bit confused about, like, whether how the tempering stuff worked. Heidelin didn't temper me. The tempering was something the Asians added in as kind of a fault of primal summoning. So Zodiac and Heidelin... Well, Heidelin definitely doesn't. Zodiac might a little bit, just because of how powerful it is, but only Asians. It's not clear. But Heidelin definitely doesn't, and she didn't temper me, but she did give me her blessing, because I had the Echo. So she seeks out people with the Echo, and because I had the Echo, she gave me her blessing, and that's what protects me. And I still have that, even though she's dead. I think. I'm pretty sure that's where we are with that. But well, my friend, my only regret is that I won't be able to accompany you on this latest grand adventure. Wait. Nidana, is aught the matter? Before you depart, Your Excellency, there is something we wish to present to you. Would you please come with me? Not delay us without good cause. Very well. We have all knitted you a lovely set of hats and scarf and mittens. Forgive me, my friends, but I require a moment. He was like, I'm bored, bye. He's certainly taking his time. What sort of grand present could take so long to receive? The kind that will help him in the void, I presume. In that godforsaken place, he'll need all the help he can get. But you of all people ought to know that, eh? We've been here for so long, people have started to gather.
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Vritra, I presume.
Oh, did they make him a new body? Oh, they made the boy into a man. That's
Indeed.
why.
This vessel now serves as a host for my eye.
Oh, and they did stick his eye. Oh, did he already have an eye inside of it? Oh, okay. I guess I missed. Yeah. Okay. I guess I missed the part where he stuck an eye. I mean, it makes sense that the little robot boy is powered by his eye, but I didn't know that. That was just me. That was just me messing around. But okay, cool. You know, good to know that I am paying attention more than I thought.
I was aware that the alchemists were busy preparing something, but this...
Do you know, I was genuinely going to make a joke about them creating a robot suit for him to pilot that meant that he could fight, and I didn't, because I thought, nah, it's a dumb joke, because I won't say that. But, you know, they basically have. They've basically just made him a slightly larger robot body for his eye to pilot.
We couldn't well send you on such a perilous mission unprepared, Your Excellency. We spared no effort in crafting the body, and I dare say you'll find it adept at wielding weapons and magics both.
But yes, this does explain, because normally... Because we're about to do a dungeon, but we only have 3 scions. And so they have to kind of accommodate for the fact that I can be either a tank, a healer, or a DPS. And Estinian is DPS. And... Is Yushtola a healer? I can't remember. She might be a healer. She's a black mage. No, she should be DPS as well. We've got 2 DPS. I'm DPS. How is this going to work? I guess we'll figure out. Yeah, she's DPS as well. I don't know how this is going to work, because Estinian's a Dragoon, which is DPS. I'm DPS. Like, even if he's got a variable class like Graha, where he can fill in whatever, who's going to be the healer or tank? Well, we'll figure out. I mean, it's literally this quest, so I'm asking questions.
It was our intent to present it to you sooner, but we could not bring ourselves to do so, knowing we could yet improve it further. Pray forgive us.
And yes, a meat robot to go with our meat portal.
There is not to forgive. I am grateful for this fine vessel, and shall put it to good use.
I like that the alchemists can very easily, comparatively easily... I wasn't talking to you. I like that the alchemists can sort of reasonably easily put together an entire robot body for the dragon to inhabit, but they can't make a like artificial arm for Ralban. That man lost his arm in A Realm Reborn. It's been 4 expansions.
I ask that you watch over Radzatan in my absence. The dangers we go to face are great and many, and I fear I will be unable to give matters here due attention. And in opening the Void Gate, there is ever risk that Voidsent will find their way into our world.
Rest assured, we are more than prepared.
Oh no, Dean, with your silly face.
Our soldiers have been training under Master Estinian. On my honor, we will not suffer a single fiend to pass. So, think only of your mission, Varshan. Ah, but seeing as this is a different body, perhaps we should use a different name.
Nay, Varshan shall suffice. Though I may have thus grown up, I am as ever a little brother to you all.
As you say, as you say. Go then, Varshan. And best of luck.
I do like his voice actor though. He's got good. There's a lot of emotion to his voice.
I have something for you as well.
Oh, did you make me a robot body?
While you were gone, Urianger paid us a visit. As you may recall, he joined us on our foray into Alzadar's legacy, in part to conduct research for the Loporrits. Research they were delighted to receive, and which has already inspired them to consider new ways to improve their own treasure vault. As a token of their gratitude, Livingway entrusted a familiar relic to Urianger. Aye, the crystal, which showed the way to Meteon. The Loporrits no longer have need of it, and thus saw fit to return it to us. Harboring the power of light, It could well aid us in our mission in the void.
Oh, don't play the Endwalker song.
And who better to bear Heidelin's gift than her chosen champion?
Oh yeah, it is the AR intro song. I don't know what it's called. Answers, that's it. I knew it was like a one-word song.
There is nothing left to discuss, then let us depart. Our boat
Genuinely,
awaits
I was
us in
thinking, like,
Akiala.
queries or something, but no, it's answers. Yeah, so this is the thing. Is I don't regret having streamed all of my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, but I definitely feel like I missed a little bit by not playing it. It's definitely not the intended way to play it. I definitely would have gotten. I don't know. I would have definitely gotten a different. No, I wouldn't say necessarily more out of it, but I definitely would have gotten a different experience if I played it off stream, like in my own time, silently, listening to all the music and stuff, and going in completely raw. There's probably a lot of stuff that I would have just forgotten. I mean, I already did forget, but I wouldn't have had I not had people in chat reminding me of who people were and when things were, but I may have also been better at remembering who those people were. It's odd, I mean, you can only experience something for the first time once, so it's interesting. Like I said, I don't regret playing it the way I did, but yeah, let's go back to Weaver's Warding. Crack this nut open.
I shall now lift the seal.
This actual seal. Off! The sacrifice is ready.
In the name of Al-Zadal III, I cast open this door unto the void!
So what's the plan? Is this sort of artificial atmos that Yggdrasil has made going to eat the portal?
Go! Absorb the void gate!
Also, it's artificial, Yggdrasil. You could have made it a little cuter. But no, it is exactly doing that. It's going to eat the void gate. Yeah, the meat portal's definitely big enough for people now.
It worked. We should have no trouble passing through a gate of that size.
What can we expect to find after stepping through?
Lot of purple.
On my previous foray, I emerged in a castle swarming with void scent.
Could just been a tower in the first place. Wouldn't have needed as much effort. Yeah. If we were all potatoes, it wouldn't have. Things would have been. I know what you meant. If we were all just potato fairies, it would have been.
I was hopelessly outnumbered and forced to turn back. But together, I am confident we can hold our own.
Getting things off high shelves would be harder, but
Upon our arrival, let us deal with any hostile entities and secure the area.
That's why I have flying mounts.
The command of our mission, I leave in your capable hands. In the event of battle, I shall adapt my tactics to complement your own.
Yeah, so I figured he's a Graha type.
Should we require healing, I can provide it. 'Twould be a welcome change of pace from my recent havoc wreaking.
Okay, there we go. So he's going to be tank, and he can be healing. But she would DPS if I go as.
Take heart, my friends.
Okay,
and
so
have
Lars on
faith.
tank.
We will brave this broken
Me and
world
Estinian on DPS
and rescue
Yashtoga
my
on
sister
heals.
Ajdaya.
Flying mounts, minions, outrageous jumping power. Yeah, it's honestly, I don't know what the lot of fellas are complaining about. Like, they've got options. It's their fault for not taking advantage of them, honestly. It's 20 to 2 a.m., so I'm not gonna. We'll do the NPC route. I mean, I only have, yeah, there's only one option, so... I do like that they added NPCs for each dungeon, for... Because I genuinely do think the NPCs are better the first time through, because it's just a nice, like, comfortable way to learn the mechanics. Like, I did do a dungeon off stream, one of the old ones that didn't have NPCs, and I had to do it with people. And I mean, it was a pretty simple dungeon, so I could follow the mechanics just by following the other people, and I didn't die. And we plowed through it really quickly, so it's not like it's impossible to, but it's nice to just, you know, learn things, to go through it the first time at least, in kind of like an actual RPG, like, you know, the rest of the game is a single-player RPG, and then play it after that with humans, you know, because I can, you know, stop and look around and enjoy the. I mean, not that I ever do, but it's nice to have the option. I can be like, oh hey, look, we're in the 13th. Item level sync to 6:30. Oh, can you leave it there? Is that just us, but upside down? Yeah, that is just us, but upside down, okay. Oh, everything's all wibbly wobbly, I like it. Using my AoE once now. Oh, Sean, I know it's a new body, but can you DPS a bit better? Tank a bit better, even. Honestly. The pretty dungeon says pretty through max speed. Yeah, that's it. It's like I might not. I mean, I would have hoped I would have noticed, but like it would have maybe taken me longer to notice that everything was warped if I was just watching the people in front of me. Red Mage AoE spell rotation used to be one button. Yeah, they've mixed it up a little bit now. It's got options. Though it was one button when I played as Alice, and it was a lot easier.
this far.
I definitely, like, I mean, it goes without saying. I'm definitely feel the difference now that I've sorted out my bars properly, and I'm actually doing competent DPS. It's like, oh yeah, shit's dying a lot quicker. I mean, as it should be. But it is a staggering difference. Rotation, right? I forget what acceleration actually does. So let me just check real quick, because I'm using it. I thought it did something and it's not doing what I think it does. It's just an expression to be cast immediately. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so I can just spam it and... Right, okay, I thought it was the one that gave me their fire, the guarantee that increased my rate of their fire, but that makes more sense that it's on my AoE bar and on the AoE side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was one of those things where I thought, I know I'm not, my rotation isn't perfect, but it can't be, like, it can't be that much of a difference, and it really is.
I will end this farce.
I was like, I'm only playing casually. I don't need to have like a perfect rotation. It's like, no, you don't. I don't need to have a perfect rotation. But I do need to have better than what I have.
I will end this farce.
My melee rotation was fine. That was never a problem. But getting to my melee rotation is now a lot quicker. Hi, Penitence. Hi, Beatrice. Okay. Immediately summoning ads. That's an interesting way to start a fight. Sorry, that was awkward. I backflipped one stage too early. There we go.
I will end this farce.
Oh man, is that the entire fight? Because... Oh. entire boss is just a load of that.
You underestimate me!
Single-player dungeons the only time I get to do limit breaks. Fuck. Was that really a... Was that like a DPS check there? Did we fail that? Or did I just not get... Okay. Like, I know that I got caught up in an AoE at the end there because I didn't move in time, but... It seemed kind of harsh to make that a one hit. Unless I was already damaged and I wasn't paying attention. We should be doing pretty frequently. It causes regular enemies much more important using more bosses. Oh, I thought you only got one limit break. I suppose it does, I guess it does recharge though. I always just saved the limit break for like the last boss right at the end. Because I just assumed you only got the one. But I guess it does charge back up, doesn't it? And yeah, I guess as a tank, yeah, it does the full. Well, I mean, I'm gonna trust the NPCs with them. I mean, I can literally do nothing to stop the NPCs from me. Kind of annoying that I kill this because I think quite near the end. now.
I will not hold back.
Okay, so I see how it works. Yeah, imagine how long it would have taken if I didn't have my AoEs set up properly. Okay. So I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to stand with your Stola. It's normally a good sign. You're mine! Okay, I think that was what killed me last time. I think I got two AoEs at the same time. I'm trying to focus on my rotation, but also on what actually determines which one of them explodes bigger. But it's fine, he's dead. Don't worry about it now. I got a Trojan Hat of Healing. What's the item level of stuff in this dungeon? I can't imagine it's very good. Trojan... It's item level 595, so 5 less than what I currently have equipped, so... Can't rely on this dungeon. It was really long, but it was also really easy. It was just that last bit that I just flubbed and got caught out by an AoE at the end. But there's the purple I've come to expect at the 13th. I assumed it would just be there'd be kind of a purple haze indoors as well, but it's not. As Commander Castle as any I've seen, if the mistress is here, I must repay her earlier kindness. Hit. I think I missed because I went down the stairs.
Out of my way!
I will end this farce.
Bonus treasure coffers hiding under the stairs. That'd be too easy. Hey, there's me. Wait. That's what the back of my head looks like? Oh god, why didn't anyone tell me? Now it's purple. Ooh, there's a picture. Someone was asking her to, and he's like, "No, I will not. I refuse." It's like, no one's asking her to hold back. Like, you're really the kind of the one who wanted to come here more than anyone. You know, bring your A game from minute one if you can. I don't know why I'm like excited this treasure. We've already established that the gear here isn't going to be good enough for me, but maybe it looks nice. I don't know. And Black Mage AoE on a muscle memory made it very satisfying to just watch the explosions. So is the fact that because I haven't played Black Mage at all, I don't understand anything. Is the fact that the Black Mage can move its ley lines around now, is that like... Is that good? I've heard sort of half people saying, oh wow, this really like changes the game. And other people say, oh god, this ruins the only thing that was unique about them. It's pretty big, it's really good.
Out of my way!
I mean, no matter the news, there's always going to be someone on the internet who thinks it's terrible. I know, the internet over-exaggerating things is great. It'd be a first. Oh, I didn't look at that picture properly, that lady. I assume she's the mistress of the mansion, but is now a void sim.
Of my way.
Even like a haunted house, evil witch laugh in the background. Some of these dungeons do have some of the Final Fantasy dungeons are like really seriously epic, and you're like, oh man, here we go into the mouth of the demon. And then some dungeons are just like, oh yeah, we're at Disney World on the haunted roller coaster. This one definitely has vibes of the latter. Oh, it's a choker of casting. That's actually one I can equip. But you know, again, yeah. Ley lines speed up your actions when you stand in them. That means basically locking a big part of your damage gains while routing into a spot. Yeah. Knowing when to use them and being good enough to stay on them is a big Black Mage thing. So being able to move them even only occasionally is a big deal. Yeah. I'm guessing it's similar to although I don't think she could move them, but she could cast multiple. But Aerith in the remake sort of has a similar kind of deal going on, in that she casts, they're not called ley lines, I can't remember what they're called. She casts down, but like circles at her feet that functionally do the exact same thing. Darkness has begun to gather.
Out of my way!
Okay, he's carving up a shape with lasers. Okay, so they explode. He carves up the ground with lasers, and then they explode in the order that he puts them. And he stacks on one, and they go away. Because I noticed that you're not.
I will not hold back.
Okay, so the left one's going to explode. And move over to the left to dodge this one. Okay, that was a nice easy one. Oh wait, hang on. They're too strong. Someone else can devour them. Okay, Beatrice just pieced out. Okay, no, that defeated her. Okay, no, that counts. I thought she was going to have a second stage then for a second. Because they did feel kind of easy, but, you know. I'm not complaining. Oh. Hang on. This chair doesn't have a form. Shine, you're kind of blocking the shot a little bit, but otherwise, it's, you know, it's a kind of cool shot. With me in my chair. Just reminds me of Leon in Resident Evil 4. Slightly less swagger than Leon, though. Ooh. Well. Say what you want about the 13th, but the plants sure are pretty after they've been corrupted by Void. When I love their floating walls.
farce. I will not hold back. I will end this farce.
It's in Castlevania. Oh yeah, it does have a kind of Castlevania vibe to it as well. The warped castle bits we were at the start, especially, kind of reminds me of like the whole castle being upside down in was it Symphony of the Night when they did that, or did they do that in multiple? I'm not, as you might suspect, a massive Castlevania fan. I have played a couple, but I couldn't get into it.
Out of my way!
Symphony Night's the only one I think would be the castle. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was like one of those things that they just did like every game. I just know it from Symphony Night.
Out of my way!
Oh, you specifically meant sitting in the chair. Oh, okay. I thought you just meant the general vibe of the place. I see what you mean. Again, further evidence that I am not a Castlevania fan. I have a friend who's a very big Castlevania fan. He's very excited by how good the recent anime is. And he's been telling me, he's been going like, oh, because they brought this character in during this season, which means that this character's possibility, this character won't do it. And I wish I could, you know, I'm happy that you're happy, and I wish I could engage in this conversation in any way, but I know Dracula, I know Alucard, I know the other guy from Smash Brothers.
I will end this farce.
Well, I know Alucard and I know Dracula, and people would go, well, actually, that's the same character. I don't know if that's true. I think it might be true. There's time travel shenanigans. I've had this explained to me before, but my heart wasn't in the discussion.
No mercy!
You're mine!
So in the games, they're very much not the same character. I thought there was time travel stuff, and like that he travelled back in time with the cat. I don't know. Like I said, I might be misremembering. So, or yeah, as you say, it might be anime. It might be the anime that does that. Or I don't know. Trust me on nothing. That's always true, but on this especially.
The gate did open again and delivered the most mouth-watering morsels.
No, I get a better look at her. Oh. Don't kill the hot demon lady. Less hot demon guy. Stole my kill.
I am Scarmelione, Archfiend of Earth and first of Golbez's Circle of Four.
I know that music.
Pleasure I will take in delivering you unto your grave.
Is that Final Fantasy VI boss battle music? I remember, I distinctly remember that bit at the start. Oh, well, maybe it's 4. It's definitely, I definitely recognise it from. It's definitely a reference to one. I mean, this game is nothing but references to the game, but it's one of the references I actually like picked up on. Whatever it is, it's a banger of a track. Let's track.
This will hurt. Breathe deep of your death.
Make sure that doesn't overlap when it pops on.
You underestimate me!
Okay, so when he go, okay, so you, yeah, okay, I didn't get away from that in time. That's fair enough. I was right at the start of the fight, so that's fine. Okay, so when he shoots the laser, I get away from the midpoint. That's fine. If he kills me at the start of the fight, I don't mind. It's when that happens when they're on like 5% health that's annoying. Everything they just said was a giant FF4. You'd think they'd be in the 4th shard then, right? In the 4th, yeah, rather than the 13th. I know that the shards aren't supposed to be like references to the game, but the first one being consumed by light, and you literally fight the Warrior of Light in the first one. Like he the what's his chops primals himself up as the Warrior of Light. So you know there's some references there. I've only played a little bit of 4 though, so maybe there's like void stuff in 4 that I'm not familiar with. I'm a really terrible Final Fantasy fan. I've only ever beaten 1 of them, or 2 of them, and
Your star is mine!
yeah.
Breathe deep of your death. mine! Out of my way! My blade thirsts! No mercy!
Okay, so it's my blade first. That's when he jumps up in the air and uses this thing. No, I think I got hit by that. Oh no, I'm okay. I did, but it's okay. Okay, so my blade first gets behind him, and then as soon as he does that, gets to the other side. Guys, when the stack thing comes on my head, you're supposed to come to me. Oh, that was my fault for not going there, I guess. I trusted that they would come to me, but that was my thing. That was my fault. Limit break that ad page and they all work well. That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout. That's probably a more effective use of the limit break than as you said earlier, than just wasting that on the boss. It's always disappointing using that on the boss. Yeah, but good shout. I'll do that this time. I think I handled them with these mechanics. I just... drop the ball with the stack there. Third time's a charm. Okay, so I need to position myself where there's a wall, so I don't get blown into the sludge. I soon get a debuff. Mind here. And then back on the other side. See, I can burn. squeaky there.
You're mine!
I give you a taste of true despair!
Oh, if we'd taken much longer killing those things, that probably would have been a one hit. Only at half health.
No mercy!
I will not hold back. Not hold back.
A ways to go.
Out of my way!
Not really standing out. When tank it off. Okay, that's that. Okay, I'm just on me. Okay, well we stacked that time, but I guess because I had the debuff. The debuff you get knocked into the does nasty damage every time. Yeah, okay. So we stacked that time, but I didn't have enough. But the debuff did enough damage to me over time that. Or did the damage over time get me before the stack even hit? Either way. Bad time. I need to pay more attention when he's about to do that move. He got me right after the stack. Okay. 4th time's the charm. That was unfortunate timing. I mean, I assume intentional timing. You know, they potentially wipe people. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to do the stack right after doing the debuff, and then kill off a couple of people. Yeah. I'll try and make sure I got a wall behind me whenever I'm not dodging something else. That's a good strat. Also, yeah, if I was playing with humans, they could have just got me up. It wouldn't have mattered. But in this, it's another run. Behind me. I know he's got a couple of moves but doesn't hurt. Keep it front of mind.
Breathe deep of your death.
Yours comes after this one. Oh, okay, so that move decays a couple of walls as well. So I do need to make sure
Out of my way.
It's okay, so he does that move and then does the blast. But that move
thirsts for blood.
Okay, I'm on the right side, so this is fine. I can just sit here attacking.
No mercy.
Summon his minions. I haven't quite had my limit break this time, annoyingly, but I can build it up quickly enough.
You underestimate me!
Protect me, my minion.
Go over there. Go over there.
am
There
of
you go.
first fruit. Out of my way.
I will not hold back.
You underestimate me!
Out of my way.
I give you a taste through this flesh.
Shouldn't be good enough. A little worse than last time, but
Stubborn mortal.
and then he goes back to his
Out of my way.
original rotation.
I will not hold back.
Oh, so maybe I. Oh, okay. Just the move that hits me. So you want to make sure you're not near a wall unless you run out of walls. Okay, okay.
I will not hold back.
Oh, okay. He didn't say the line that time.
Defeated by you.
Is he going to summon minions again, or is he going to do something different?
Away with you.
No mercy.
I guess. It's fine if our wall breaks, so long as there's at least one left. There we go. Alright, I thought he was going to do something else at the end there, but no, he just kind of went through the rotations until he died. I guess with a player part, he probably would have killed him before he got round to his second rotation. Well, sort of through his second rotation anyway. But huzzah, fourth time is the charm. It's good. I learned all the mechanics. I could do that again. The problem is that I do these dungeons and then I don't do them again for so long. I sort of like, what do you do at this thing? What does this one do again? Alright, let's get a little bit of plot. Why did we come here, Y'shtola?
This Scarmalione, he knew the gate had opened.
Yeah.
And not for the first time. He and his brethren must keep watch over the portal.
As we do ours, but to unflinchingly consume our fellow Voidsent. Like men, perhaps they form factions and fight amongst themselves.
The question is, what will the minions do?
Start
Your mistress is no more, and the one who consumed her we slew in turn. Do you still mean to try us?
I expect some Voidsent are more intelligent than others. Perhaps these ones simply do not understand our words.
Even beasts ought to understand strength.
You're still a glare at them.
There is much we do not know about Voidsent. If we are to survive their world, it would be wise to learn their ways.
I don't overthink it. I will improvise as we go along.
If that is your preferred approach, then very well. I shall defer to your adventurer's intuition.
Yeah, trust me. Ignore the fact that I died 4 times just then. Most of the time, I don't die. Canonically, I've never died. Except a couple of times to, a couple of dudes during Stormblood.
Sister. Finally here. And I will find you. I swear it.
Trust me, bro. You didn't die. You had a vision where you died. Exactly, yeah. I saw a couple of alternate realities. I Doctor Stranged it. I'm just gonna go in front on some demons. I guess that's his buried memory. Which I think is the official name of this post-patch. Yeah. Newfound Adventure was patch 6.1, and this is Buried Memory, patch 6.2. So if we got... No, this isn't a zone so much. It's just the end of the dungeon. This castle should serve as a base of operations for now. Ere we set our sights elsewhere, let's see what there is to learn here. I know you will not encounter Ithrites for a while. Should you leave Troa Castle, you may return here via Weaver's Warding. Additionally, you may now enter the foul court of Troa the party NPCs. Okay. So... yeah, there's not going to be any Aetherite on this site, in this area. So I guess I was going to think, oh, if we're about to uncover an Aetherite, but we're not, because this isn't a proper area. So it doesn't matter if I stop here or stop in a couple of quests. It's still going to be as much of a pain to get back to as it is currently. So we'll call it that. It's 20 to 3. We made some good progress. We did a dungeon. We did a dungeon. I think I've got enough item level. Yeah, it's only 585 for the next one. I think I'm actually good until pretty much. What do I need for the Lunar Subterrane? 620. 650. 605. So item level wise, I'm good, except for the last 3 dungeons / trials, which require 620, no 615, 620, and 625. So I'm good for probably a few streams, at least. Yeah, lots of cutscenes in the whole dungeon. That's a good... it's always a bit disappointing when there's just... it's just... As much as I'm not as a huge a fan of the combat, I do like at least one kind of combat thing. Even if it's just a instance or a dungeon or a trial or something. To kind of break up the walking talks. I had a date with Y'shtola. We got to see her do a magical girl incantation. You know, not a bad result overall. And we got to see, we travelled to another shard again. I guess we've already been here. Ish. Cool. All right, well, we'll pick this back up again next Wednesday. And like I said, I might play Sonic Rush on Friday because I do want to finish Sonic Rush and it's lasted longer than I thought it was going to. So yeah, we'll see if we can maybe polish off on Friday, unless the mood takes me for something else. I don't know, but probably Sonic Rush. Otherwise, I'll be back on Saturday for Nier. So if I see you then, I'll see you then. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. I'm going to. I'm actually annoyingly wide awake because I've been drinking energy drink, but I assume the night will take me eventually, and I can get some sleep, and I will feel 100% in the morning. That's the plan. Whether my body, actually wants to go along with that plan or not is up to it, but we shall see. Yeah. Have a good night, and goodbye. Hang on. That one.